Rubbish should be placed in bins. Is that too complicated for you? Please put your pencils down. Only kidding. Campus intruders, please not come in. Students are reminded to figure it out themselves.
Now that's easy listening. The sound of 2 Point County on 2 Point Radio. Ricky Holford waxing the waves lyrically and literally on 2 Point Radio. Why don't you listen to this next track and I'll take that pebble out of my shoe.
Frequently asked questions. Your food is cold because the oven wasn't on. longer you've been revising. Students are asked not to ask questions.
We've got breaking news for you on 2 Point Radio. A zoo worker at the Crockle Bay Zoo has fallen into the gibbon enclosure. It's been reported that they're not under any immediate danger, and zoo officials are currently negotiating with the gibbons for the employee's release.
Frequently asked questions. You can find the bathroom yourself. I believe in you. It's almost the end of the academic year, in case you hadn't noticed. Students are reminded to have the time of their lives. Summer break would be a convenient time for construction. End of year results are now available. No unauthorized panicking. The academic year is over. Students must vacate the campus.
Sometimes I get asked what I would have done had I not gone into the disc jockeying trade. Well, as a young boy, I dreamed of being a spy. Yes, I pined for a life of international intrigue and late-night dinners at the county's expense. Sadly, to be a spy, you need to be able to whisper, and I just can't do it. When it comes to disclosing secrets, you don't want my persistent volume and crystal clear intonation.
Janitor required in bathroom. Frequently asked questions. No, I will not be your friend. Frequently asked questions. Yes, classes are technically optional, and so is failing.
Of Quem Charlie has been overthrown by the evil Green Cruiser. From the Bay of Gravy to the Giblet Caves, this once succulent land has been turned a putrid green. There is only one who can save us now. Meat Wizard! Explore a world of legend and lamb chops in Meat Wizard, Return of the Salami Sorcerer. Only on the Bungle Button Master, where the games be happening.
Janitor needed in Student Union. staff are reminded that dogs don't eat homework.
And we've got an update for you on the story of the zoo worker that fell into the gibbon enclosure. We're now hearing that the employee is rising through the gibbon's social structure. Fascinating stuff. There's no word on what gibbons are, but I believe they're a kind of amphibious cat. Little smooth creatures with whiskers and a big bushy tail. Fantastic.
The campus has opened a new building. Good for us. Now taking students for general knowledge. Announcement. The timetable is now live. You students should make a good first impression. No pressure. Better grades if you weren't so stupid. Education is non-refundable.
We are joined by Professor Hamish Curlybags of the Pebbly Frog Sanctuary, who tells me gibbons are nothing like an amphibious cat. What's going on, Hamish?
That's right, Ricky. Gibbons are actually, well, they're land mammals and apes, much like ourselves, but with very long arms.
Apes, you say? Well, I never. Thanks for joining us, Professor. There's nothing I like more than being corrected. On air.
Announcement. No, I've forgotten. frequently asked questions. No, I've not seen your frog. Tuition fees are expensive, and education is priceless. Announcement. Intruders on campus. Oh no.
It's time for Chef Ricky's morsel of the day. You can buy breadcrumbs from any self-respecting supermarket or interweb parlor replacement service, but there's something to be said for doing it the old-fashioned way, by throwing the loaf against a brick wall until it disintegrates into a fresh and flaky nothingness. It'll take a good couple of hours, but boy is it worth it.
No unauthorized talking on campus. Thank you. If you hear this, please drink some water. Thank you. University gives you a bright future and clouds it with debt.
We've got breaking news and a surprise twist from the gibbon enclosure. The zoo worker, first thought lost to the diminutive apes, has become their leader. They claim to have learned to love the gibbons, their way of life, and their disproportionately lengthy arms. So, instead of going to work in the zoo every day, they'll just be living there, I suppose. That's one way to skip the morning traffic. I've been Ricky Hawthorne. Good night.
Students are reminded to find themselves. Are responsible for, well, for a lot actually. The administrator is reminded to stay hydrated. Asked questions. No, I wasn't listening. Students are reminded to make us proud, or else. announcement. Milkshakes are not an appropriate breakfast. Is it really worth going?
You're listening to Campus Radio. I'm DJ Shorts, bringing you small batch homegrown radio with the pulp left in. Here's a musical palate cleanser that's sure to wash that pre-digested rubbish out of your ears. See if you can taste the difference.
Students should report all issues to someone that cares. Announcement. Intruders on campus. Oh no. Students are reminded to be nice to each other. If you aren't, who else will? announcement. Cheating is the wrong kind of clever.
Talk about an actor by the name of Roderick Cushion. Now, if you listen to popular thinking, you'd think, now there's a guy who's given up on his craft. There's an actor that would literally do anything for the next paycheck. And sure, I can see how you could think that. But you'd be completely missing the point. When Roderick Cushion decides to do yet another truly terrible film, he's making a statement about the nature of commercial cinema. Thank you, Mr. Cushion, for fighting the good fight.
Staff are reminded to be inspirational. Students are reminded to try and keep up. I'm so disappointed in you. Thank you. It's almost the end of the academic year, in case you haven't noticed.
We've got a music review for you now. Over to Maggie, who's been to see the Boogie Nights.
That's right, I went to the Boogie Nights concert and it was great. The lights, the dancing. If you like music, this really was music. I do think the campus could do with some better signage, though. I mean, I almost missed the concert, and this segment could have been a real train wreck if that had happened.
Janitor required in bathroom. Welcome to the start of a new year. I'll be your host. Hello. Students should check in before trying to learn. End of year results are now available. No unauthorized panicking. Skills are non-transferable. Visitors should be checked in and then removed immediately.
New to the Crumley student range. Unfoldable pizza. It'll fill you up without filling up your cupboards.
Oh, yeah.
Crumley's unfoldable pizza. It's a fraction the size of your average frozen pizza.
Whoa.
And when it's unfolded, well, you've got yourself a whole pizza. Just like Mama used to make.
Students are reminded to fork it over. Return to the hospital. Thank you. Announcement. Intruders on campus. Oh no.
You know, I think the Orb Foundation gets far too much criticism. Sure, there's some dodgy information about how they're funded, and they do talk a lot about the Orb being the perfect shape. I can't be the only one sick of those adverts. But really, what are they? If not a group of people coming together to appreciate some beauty in this world? Personally, I think we could all learn a little something from them.
Frequently asked questions. No, you can't have an extension. Announcement. Hitting the box doesn't mean what you think it means. Students should pretend that they're listening. Announcement. We've just completed a marketing project. This is a test announcement, not a real announcement. If it's not on your CV, it didn't happen. Not to me. Students are reminded to apologise to the janitorial staff. I'm sure you've done something.
You're listening to Ricky Hawthorne on 2 Point Radio. Good day, I'm Ricky Hawthorne, and welcome to the show. On my drive-in this morning, I was speedily overtaken by a car full of whippersnappers, pipsqueaks, and good-for-somethings. I couldn't tell what they were chanting, but it certainly did look like fun. So today, only partly because I've got nothing else planned, I thought I'd pay tribute to those young people by telling you a few stories from my glory days.
Tuition fees may be spent on administrative bonuses. I saw you. Frequently asked questions. No, your chicken should not be pink.
For those of you who don't know how I spent my formative years, I was born, bred and buttered right here in 2 Point County before attending what was then called 2 Point University. I think it's still called that now, but it was then too. Right, top drawer anecdotes coming up, but first, here's another toe tapper.
Would campus intruders please not come in? We're sorry for the litter that you... Oh, sorry, that's mine. Staff are reminded to care about students. Class awaiting maintenance. Still waiting.
When it comes to food, sometimes simple living is happy living. Don't get me wrong, I'm incredibly lucky to eat a wide range of things nowadays, from chicken sandwiches to pastas of seemingly infinite shapes and lengths. But I'll never forget that time at university when I lived off an enormous block of cheddar. I was said to be mostly cheese by the end of term, and you know, I think they were right.
Students are reminded that you came here on purpose. Stupid questions will make you look stupid. time on your assignments, if you think you have time.
Cheesy Gubbins are back. Where did they go? Nowhere! Cheesy Gubbins. The only thing you can count on.
Hard work may or may not pay off. Students are reminded that this is the fun part. We're approaching the end of the academic year. Try not to worry. Students are reminded to set reminders.
You're listening to Ricky Hawthorne. On 2.3. One summer, some friends and I headed north on a fisherman's pilgrimage to Tumble. I tell you, there's no freedom like it. Just a group of mates, their matching bucket hats, and a case of antique fishing flies. Pure bliss.
The end of year results have been released. Luck won't help you now. Enjoy your summer. I know I will. wanted to do? Students should check in before trying to learn. The timetable is not written in stone. Still, we're not changing it. There's a fly in here.
It may come as a surprise to some of you, but the young Hawthorne was something of a prankster. Yes, once at school, the gang and I bought several thousand soft drawing pencils and, in the dead of night, swapped them with our school supply of much harder standard issue pencils. I only wish you could have seen the look on Mr. Featherbridge's face when he tried taking registration the next morning. Oh, the man was livid. Unfortunately, two of the boys were expelled for breaking and entering. Don't trespass, kids.
Announcement. Shouldn't you be working? Students are reminded to be constantly upbeat. Students are reminded that you're letting everyone down. Intruders on campus. You know what to do.
want to stress that I don't think a young person's life is all fishing trips and A-grade hijinkery. No. I also took a great deal of substance from the many mentors and role models in my young life. I'll never forget the professor who took my Introduction to Advanced Thinking course at university. He once told me, "Ricky, I don't think you'll ever understand what I'm saying." And he was right. A very wise man, that one.
Frequently asked questions. Yes, we are testing you. Your future is in your hands. Partly. Unattended sandwiches will be eaten by me.
Thanks for joining me on a lovely walk down memory lane. Before we go, I just wanted to remind you that glory days aren't just for the young amongst us. In truth, there's nowhere I'd rather be than here, with you, at 2 Point Radio. Today's show was sponsored by Bungle Kitty Litter, the litter tray that'll make your critter's day.
We've just completed a research project. Well done. Security breach. Please change your passwords. Sorry. Students are reminded that I'm not your mum. Students are reminded that some of you are doing better than others. Warning! Some announcements are closer than they appear. Thank you. Maintenance announcement. Plants need water, remember?
Sir Nigel Bickleworth on 2 Point Radio. It's me, Sir Nigel Bickleworth, the voice coming out of your radio here on 2 Point Radio. Isn't it a beautiful day in this little county of ours? Not that I'd know, of course. No windows in the old recording booth. And while I have made several written requests to our management, this is actually just the way I like it.
Students are reminded that some grades are personal. Campus intruders, please not come in. belief system.
If it's quite all right with you, I'd like to discuss crockery. Any objections? No? Delightful. Yes, I don't know who needs to hear this. I'd imagine it's most of you, but plating is not optional. When you slop food onto a tray, you turn your food into slop. Remember, we eat with our eyes. Though I'm sure some of you will take that as an instruction to start shoveling chowder into your sockets.
Students are reminded that school spirit is infectious. Go us. Broken equipment, ruining class. That's broken equipment, ruining class. Thank you. Staff are reminded that you may be fired at any time. Thank you. Staff are reminded that they're easily replaceable. Students are reminded that there's no such thing as free time.
It's time time for Agony Answers, where I solve one of your tiny little problems with minimal effort. The following is from Forlorn in Freshley. Nigel, the other day I accidentally left my dissertation on the bus. Could you please spread the word and see if I can get it back? Thanks in advance. Well, this is what you get for riding the bus. As for your request, I'd love to help you, I really would. But if I did, how would you learn? You see my dilemma?
Students are reminded to bounce back from heart-wrenching disappointment. Students are reminded to be in two places at once. It's almost the end of the academic year, in case you hadn't noticed. Frequently asked questions. No, your chicken should not be pink. End of year results published now. Enjoy your summer. I know I will. Is starting soon. Was there anything we wanted to do?
New to the Crumley student range, Chicken Stompers. Take the smoothest natural chicken matter from Crumley Farms boneless chickens. Add our secret seasoning and a touch of traditional stabilizing agent and stamp. You've got Crumley's Chicken Stompers. Breaded for palatability, they really could be anything. Just like Mama used to make.
The timetable has now been published. Schedule your lives accordingly. You students should make a good first impression. No pressure. questions? No, I wasn't listening. Plagiarism is not a belief system.
Sir Nigel Bickleworth laughing at you, not with you, on 2 Point Radio. We can all do with an occasional chuckle. It keeps the blood fizzy and the vitals convivial. So I present to you this next piece of music that is sure to give us all a good, long laugh.
Announcement. Intruders on campus. Oh no. Frequently asked questions. Your food is cold because the oven wasn't on. Listening, you were asleep. I saw you. stay hydrated.
Oh, sorry. Wasn't that terrible? Ah, I needed that. On the subject of laughing, and indeed needing, I see that many of our country's students are petitioning for additional reading materials. Frankly, I find it very funny. If you didn't already possess all of the course materials, why would you start the course? How bizarre.
If you don't know where your class is it really worth going? Would have better grades if you weren't so stupid. Announcement. Now I've forgotten. Skills are non-transferable.
Today on Sir Nigel Reviews, I was faced with the formidable task of critiquing the inventively named Chewy Gum. Yes, I am tasked with assessing the various merits and shortcomings of this interminable taffy. I like a jaunt and a jape as much as the next fellow, but I draw the line at such chewy vulgarity as this. Chewy gum. Thanks, but no thanks.
Weather report. Yep. Seems fine. Students are reminded to be nice to each other. If you aren't, who else will? Distracted students should pretend that they're listening. Would visitors please leave soon? Thank you.
We're approaching the twilight of today's radio voyage. If you're just tuning in, then I am sorry. But like ships in the night, we pass for only the briefest of nautical moments. Perhaps we'll meet again in some distant port. Perhaps you'll get your act together and tune in earlier tomorrow. Who knows? I've been Captain Bickleworth, righting ships, dropping anchors, and running out of sailor talk on 2 Point Radio. Ahoy!
Announcement. Intruders on campus. Oh no. Students are reminded to try and keep up. Staff are reminded to care about students. Maintenance announcement. Plants need water, remember? Class awaiting maintenance. Still waiting. Students are reminded to figure it out themselves.
Harrison Wolf on 2 Point Radio. Welcome to 2 Point Radio. This is Harrison Wolf, and I will be your host of this little sonic get-together. This is the party within the party, the sandwich and the lunchbox, the thing in the thing. I'll think of some words, and we'll be right back.
Frequently asked questions. Yes, we are testing you. Talking on campus. Thank you. It's almost the end of the academic year, in case you hadn't noticed. We're sorry for the litter that you... Oh, sorry, that's mine.
In the news today, local film star Roderick Cushion is in a spot of bother after he was photographed throwing a bagel at some photographers. It's pretty bad luck that those freeloaders...
bathroom at the exact moment he decided to start flinging bagels. I mean, what are the chances?
Janitor to repair machinery. The academic year is over. Students must vacate the campus. The yearly results are in. Wow, didn't we do well? The academic year is starting soon. Was there anything we wanted to do?